What's a typical marketing budget for practices? This is by far the question that I get asked most often. How much should I be spending on marketing? Sometimes people ask this in another way. They'll say, what do practices like mine usually spend on marketing? And I have the answer to both of these questions. And there's an easy answer and a lot more complicated answer, and we'll go over both. Short and easy answer, most practices spend 6 to 15% of their annual revenue on marketing and sales. And so that includes everything from a digital agency to your website to Google Ads, even to an internal marketing person that goes around and helps you get more referrals. But that's a pretty big range. After all, 6 to 15%, that's triple on the upper side. So it really depends on your brand value, your ambition, and how much local competition you have. And if all of those things are in your favor, you can probably spend just 6%. But if you're really up against some tough competition or you have some very ambitious goals, then you're probably looking at going to that 15% or even above it. And so let's talk about brand value first and why that matters. For example, we have one orthopedic client who has been in the area for 40 years. They're always the top sponsor of all of the local high schools. They're always involved in all of the local like marathon runs and any of the sports. And so they get all of those sports injuries. Basically, everyone in this town knows them. And this town is about 50,000 people. And so they are very, very much a household name. And for them, they're actually even lower than 6%. They spend, 4 to 5% a year of their annual budget on marketing, but that's because everyone already knows their name. And so as a digital agency, when we go out and we buy ads or we show ads on Facebook, really all we have to do is say, hey, you should come here. And everyone's like, oh yeah, I know exactly who those orthopedics are. They're great. Let me just book an appointment right now. And so it doesn't take very much work. It doesn't take 100 people clicking on an ad to convert to one patient. It takes like 3. And so if you're a brand new brand, if your practice, doesn't have a website right now or no one really knows who you are, you should expect to spend a little bit more in your first years of business. And then you can kind of slowly scale that brand cost down because people will be more comfortable with your brand. On the other side, it also completely depends on your ambition. And this is very subjective, this all depends on your area, but let's say you wanted to double the number of new patients you have. And when I say double the number of new patients, I really mean non-referral patients. So if right now you see 10 non-referral patients and you want to go to 20 or even 30 non-referral a month, that's honestly pretty hard to do. And you're going to get a lot of companies, promising you a ton of things like, oh yeah, of course we can get, no less than 100 per month. But seriously, doubling or tripling is a very ambitious goal. And you should expect to be at that top of that percentage range, up towards 15% of your annual revenue and marketing costs in order to do so. On the other hand, if you just want to stay even or you want to grow 10 or 20% a year, then you can be a little bit more modest with that marketing budget and you don't have to go crazy. It all depends on kind of your ambition.